Dude, uh, yeah, I'm Nick. Yeah, you never met me, but you know the Shield. I'm here to do your tarot reading, Mr. Troy McMurray. Troy motherfucking McMurray. It's been a minute. I was one of those S&M kids. Now I'm a FBM kid, but it's my Bell Witch, whatever. Still rocking the logos. I told you a while ago we're gonna do a reading for your birthday, and it's been some time. And in between that time, my house burnt down. Some shit was really fucked up, but like I saw a lot of things, and I really wanted to do this reading a lot earlier for you when I was at my pad, but circumstances took place, and I could see why now, right? I'm gonna first just shoot it off by yeah, and I ain't drinking no more, but I'm doing my little stint here to try to even out the old bridges, you know. But no, I see you having a family, and everything's going really, really good for you. And I don't under. There was this thing. I think it was an unclicked or like balls of steel or titanium nuts or some shit. It was like you were talking about how you didn't know who you were. And I was like, this motherfucker doesn't even know who he is. I'm like, oh my god, on a spiritual platform, you have no idea you're a shaman. You have no idea you're a shaman. And I'll explain it to you. And I would love to Google it right now, but I'm just going to roll it off the top of my head. So a shaman, we would think about them being like this Indian person with some headdress or some shit in North America or South America, right? They come from South America, more like prestigious in Peru and things like that, you know, South America. Very unvisited place by a BMXer, to be honest with you. But when you get to certain stages, and I want you to think about Shaolin monk, right? Because this is the way I think about it, and I was trying to put all the energies together. But when you think about a Shaolin monk compared to and this is before we get into reading, by the way, a Shaolin monk compared to a, let's just, a Shaolin monk can do shit that like nobody can do, right? A Shaolin monk can fucking sit there in freezing cold weather and do like all the shit and be like boom, and like it takes 20 some odd years to be able to accomplish these goals. Now, if you look at your BMX career, you can totally tell. I'm still on track here. You can totally tell about the times that you have shown people up, right? And like giving my love to S&M and everything like that. Like it's like fuck yeah, like that shit was cool. I used to ride Warpig. I used to ride Mount Hubs. I was one of those little like little Trump Murrays back in the day, doing one of these over the spine on John Povo's ranch in the back of Ramp Ranch, you know, in the back of McKinney's backyard. I remember you guys all fucking going crazy and shit. It was dope. I remember how jealous I got when you had that all red Warpig. That shit was whack. That shit, regardless, color schemes and all that shit was like cool, but like to be able to do things on those bicycles back then was like so horrendous when you really think about it nowadays. And everything has gone so much more forward than you would think. So it's like, wow, like how do I even stabilize myself, or how do I put myself back into BMX form, right? Because that's like where my roots are, right? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I have a couple ideas that are at my sleeve that I'll be developing over some time that I want to incorporate with, but I'm going to put them on the internet in such a way to where you feel comfortable with it. And I just want to give back to the community. And yeah, I kind of got off subject because I was drinking beer and I smoked a joint. But the whole thing is that it all boils down to like our communities and how we perceive ourselves and how we can add to the community, right? So like when I see a certain individual that's going out of their way with this life force, which is you as being I just lost my train of thought, but you being not a magician, but it's you being So we're going back. Okay, so I'm a psychic medium, blah blah blah, and we're gonna go back to how you're a shaman. And my guys are telling me like how to explain to you that you are a shaman. Now, during shamanic rituals in what we're talking about, near the okay, in shamanic rituals, basically, depending on where you're at, it doesn't really matter where you're at. They're correcting me. You will be faced with choices, and usually in these choices, you will have a parental figure, right? And this is where I really resonate with you when you talked about your story about your buddy Junebug and shit. So like you and Junebug, like he's dead right now, right? Like you were the big bully, like I was the big bully, like we did we done that shit. But then all of a sudden you fucking get in a war pig and it's like, whoa, like this shit is like too trippy. And I heard part in your story um, about how you jumped in a trash can. But there's another part of your story that you didn't mention about how the multiple times that you were almost dead. You don't share those times. Yeah, you're probably feeling your hurt space because no one really brings it up anymore, and you take that with you because you didn't have parental figures, right? And in my sense, like I didn't really have parental figures. I had parents, right? And I grew up in Burbank, California, right near the right office. I done the rails all by the right office. I did all that shit. Rooftop did that shit. I've got pictures of my fucking shit. You can see the glitch in that shit. Um, yeah, I've always been around a lot of different pros and stuff, but I never got to that point, and I really delved into a really dark place in my life, and I really didn't know why. And it was to me like a lost cause. But when I really look back at it, I wasn't allowed to do that right then because I wasn't experienced enough to know what I know now. So I could. So now I look like I have a lot of different avenues, right? I have a lot of different things to express upon the BMX community. And one things that it's actually duality, right? So the two things I want to express on the BMX community is nobility, being the awesome dude, right? That like inspires people like you were, and wearing a shield. And I think that the shield like represents that in a sense, you know. It's a nomadic kind of like a quality that only the elite are allowed to have, right? And being myself as a welder, like I've accomplished a lot of things. I've been on TV for all that shit. You can check me out. I'm on Biker Build Off #7, 2001, Chica versus Berrigan, right? And a lot of my bike building skills came into that, and that's how I became a welder, and blah blah blah. And I talked to Laird and all that shit, and Laird's dope. But like, regardless of all that, um, it comes down to the community and how it trickles down, right? Because we all know that like when you live a hard life, like shit trickles downhill, right? Like you gotta beat somebody's ass sometimes. You gotta take their fucking bike. You gotta do what you gotta fucking do, and you can't sit there in the resonance of I feel bad. So like when I saw that you said you didn't know who you are, it kind of affected me in the sense of like, dude, this is fucking Troy McMurray. Like this is, dude, you have no idea who you are. You're the BMX shaman of the fucking like 21st century, bro. Like no one can do shit that you and Matt Hoffman do the same shit, bro. Except he did in 540 and you didn't. Like you did in 360. Whatever. It's all good, right? But you both share that quality of like pioneer, right? And that's what you gotta understand is like not you necessarily have to understand, but because you're gonna have your own understanding. It is more of like the different understandings, right? We all have different understandings, and how do we accomplish this goal of basically making you a lot more new writers, like do crazier shit, right? Because that's kind of like entertaining, because you're a video game mogul, right? You're like fucking play a video game. We'll go back on the video game thing, and I wanted to be really apprehensive of the bullshit that I see on the internet, but like Dude, I've seen you since day one. So I'm 39, whatever, and I never seen you do no bunny whips, so I'm gonna do some bunny whips pretty soon. But yeah, let's get into your reading, and not to creep you out or anything. We have justice. Go into your personal life. This is not about anything I just spoke about, but justice. Something was said and done. So something was. I'm hearing money. Yeah, there was something. So you're probably feeling the same way as I am. And I know you're telling the story, but not looking at your personal life. There was something that either you were hiding or somebody else was hiding, or you think somebody's hiding. And oh my fucking god. You get the same card as me. I got the artist, but there's two more major arcana in this deck. This is the well, so make a wish, right? I got something for you, bro. I got something for fucking all the BMX community. It's gonna fucking blow your motherfucking mind. Has to do with hypnosis and sleep. Dude, these fucking Woodward kids, you better fucking keep your mouth shut. I'm telling you. You know Motor Technica? Graveyard? Come on, now. Shit, you might be thinking that shit's the devil. This is the star. This is something we go. It's going out of bounds. So this is since I acknowledge this energy, I'm gonna put this out there because I threw the situation over there. Let's get you back on track. But yeah, you're a fucking shaman, bro. I'll explain to you. You've inspired so many people in your lifetime. You've done so many things. How can a Shaolin monk sit there and do all this shit, right? I've been thinking about this for like weeks. Troy McMurray, as your person, whatever, we don't care about. You did this, and look at the glitches in the it's all spiritual shit. They're fucking my computer, but my broken ass. Yes, it did again. You're in a sense of not knowing who you are. And I know exactly who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing here. And I know exactly the faults and things and the wrongs that I've done over a period of time into which they brought me to this point. Now, if you don't know what that is, you're going to be having some experiences that alleviate, right? They're alleviating you of the stress of the consciousness of the past, right? Because, boom, that was kind of crazy. You got that out of there. Whew, that was a heavy energy. Yeah, you're a self-made person. But at the same time, boom, not yours, right? So it's not yours, fool. Not yours. It wasn't yours. It wasn't McKinney's. It was like, man. Now I can build bike frames. I can do all that shit. I can do all that crap. But I can just see this. You feel as though there's some second-hand motive. This isn't good, right? No, this isn't good. What was your past, though? Well, recently in your past, something happened to where you had all these accolades, but there was an underlying factor of disappointment. Something didn't measure up. What are you focusing on in your subconscious? Missed opportunity. Maybe you wanted to travel. Maybe you want to do something different. Maybe something didn't come out to fruition. But I feel as though I'm giving you this reading because there's something more to come. Now, when I say that, it's because you're a self-made man, and in your future you have the well, so make a wish. Now let's get your last four. Yeah. In your environment, you have a lot of worries, but you would never tell people that. Nobody would ever fucking even second guess that shit because you're fucking Troy McMurray. But nobody really notices how many opportunities. You don't even notice how many opportunities you have, but you keep it on the back still. Like, your mind goes a little bit faster than most people think. So whatever this worry is the fact that you don't see the vision in yourself. When we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, right? And this isn't like your hopes and fears. You don't really realize how much you got, and I think this has to do all detrimental about why I'm giving you this reading right now, because we're going to figure out the outcome. There's going to be a lot of apprehensiveness. I think there's going to be a lot of worry, and is this real? Is this actually happening? Because homeboy's telling me I'm a fucking shaman, and like, yeah, you are, bro. You have a great responsibility. You've taken this responsibility from a long time ago. So don't think that like you're not in this place. Like you are the Nine of Pentacles. You have everything you need. Don't fuck around with that shit. This is something that's like way bigger